Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So tonight, I really shouldn't be talking about this band because I don't believe them. I never have. But I do really like a bunch of their songs. So I'm going to do all three of their records. And that band in question is Leftöver Crack. And the first record that they released back on Hellcat back in, September 11th, 2001, that was Mediocre Generica. And already I have a problem with this album because originally SZA and company had wanted to call this record Shoot the Kids at School, and it had the cover of a kid in a schoolyard, like with a gun down by his side. But for anybody that doesn't remember, Columbine happened in April 1999, and the school shooting thing that was going on in the United States at this point, it was going hard. Everybody was afraid of their children at this point. Michael Moore's documentary, Bowling for Columbine, does a really good job of summing this up. This period was kind of tricky for people. Kids were getting suspended for pointing like chicken fingers at teachers and shit. So Hellcat, the people at Hellcat/Epitaph, objected to the title being Shoot the Kids at School. And so SZA and company decided to rename the album Mediocre Generica. And SZA was quoted as saying that, you watch, the people at Epitaph didn't even get that joke. But see, the thing here is that there's nothing funny about families who lost kids as the result of being involved in school shootings. And that's one of my biggest problems with this band, is their sort of nonsense need for censorship. I mean, their sort of like nonsense need to try and get censored through doing really like outlandish things to show that they're on the fringe. But it's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, you really shouldn't call your record Shoot the Kids at School when the country is still essentially healing from what is the worst, I think, school shooting ever in the history of the country. And for them to decide to call it that, it's just such macho nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, and the other thing I don't like about this band, the other thing I don't like about this album title, the original album title, is that it's just so self-involved. Like, it's like we're so tough and we're so punk that fuck those families whose kids were killed, you know, or fuck the families of the kids who perpetrated the shooting. Who gives a fuck what they're all going through? We're gonna call our record Shoot the Kids at School. Like, any of these assholes in this band understand what it's like to be shot at while at school because of one of the students has lost their mind due to an endless campaign of bullying, and they felt that the only solution was to bring a gun to school. None of these people in this band understand what that's like. And yet here they are, acting all tough and shit about a situation and a topic they know nothing about. And that seems to be overall my biggest problem with Leftöver Crack, is that I do see a lot of virtue signaling from them. Now, of course, they were doing it before all the kids are doing it now, because it's the in thing to do, is to sort of champion racial equality, even though I don't believe anybody really cares about it, or to champion gender equality or sexual equality or whatever. I just don't believe it any more than I believe it coming from them. I just feel that Leftöver Crack are a really good band. And with songs, especially this record, this has got Nazi White Trash on it, Homeo Apathy is on here. Is Gay Rude Boys Unite on this? Or is that, I can't remember. Good, the Bad, and the Leftöver Crack's on here. What else is on here? Crack City Rockers is on here. No, Gay Rude Boys Unite, I think, is on Fuck World Trade, I'm pretty sure. But this is a killer record, and the music is amazing, and I want to believe in their politics. I just don't. I just feel that bands like this just do it to sort of go against the grain, to show that they're more punk than you, because I never see anybody in this band ever doing anything big. I see them being very good at identifying society's problems, the issues that we have, but I never see them taking it any further than that. So I just always kind of feel like these guys in the band are just like all those people I went to high school with who said they wanted change, but then they didn't really do much to initiate the change that they so passionately speak about on all of their records and through all of their songs. So aside from making a really badass punk rock record, everything else about this is just wrong for me. Like, I don't buy their politics. I think wanting to call the record Shoot the Kids at School just within the next year and a half after, give or take, Columbine, I think that is the most distastefully disgusting thing that you could do. And the people in the band don't give a fuck. And I'm glad that the people at Hellcat Epitaph had enough foresight to cut this one off at the knees. And this would cause Leftöver Crack to leave Epitaph Hellcat and sign with Jello Biafra's Alternative Tentacles. So I love the music. I don't love the politics. I want to support the politics, but I think their politics are bullshit. And straight up, just calling a record Shoot the Kids at School just after Columbine is absolutely appalling, and they really needed to get their heads out of their asses. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, I try to avoid talking about things in a negative light, but sometimes some bands' politics just really bother me, and Leftöver Crack is certainly no exception to that. I don't believe a word of it. I think they're just doing it to sell records to the best of their ability, which makes absolutely no sense, I know, because this band is a working class punk rock band and they will never be anything else. But I just don't buy it. So, all right, look, I'm gonna go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for almost 7 minutes while I essentially just ragged on Leftöver Crack's first record, aside from the fact that I do love the music. If you like this review or you disagreed with everything I said and you think they're totally into their politics and they're doing a lot of good, and it was something I wasn't able to find over the past 20 years since I've been in low-key into this band, I've never been able to find anything about anybody in the band going the extra mile for any of the causes they claim to be invested in. But if you have, be sure to put it in the comments. And like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, please don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. I'm gonna go. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.